What's the most twisted family rule you've ever heard of? When I was 7 and my little brother was born, I asked, is it a boy or a girl? My mom slapped her hand over my mouth and said I wouldn't be allowed to speak again. Those were the last words I spoke for 11 years. Silence wasn't new in our house. It was part of our family's strict religious upbringing. The rule was simple and cruel. Only the youngest child in the family was allowed to speak, so the older ones wouldn't corrupt them. I had 3 older siblings. I'd never heard any of them speak. My sister was only 2 years older than me, so she'd been silent most her entire life. Mom still had her voice. She was the youngest in her family. But Dad, he'd gone silent at 5 when his little sister was born. Mom loved the rule. She used to mock Dad's silence all the timely. It's so peaceful without your dumb opinions. He'd try to communicate with gestures, but she'd ignore him. Our house was disturbingly quiet, just Mom's voice and mine, until my brother Ann was born. Then Mom said, you've had your turn. Now it's his time to be special. She told me big girls didn't need voices. They had to protect their baby brothers, and if I ever made a sound, laughing, crying, anything, she'd send me to live with strangers who didn't love me. She even taped my mouth shut for the first week to help me adjust, while my older siblings watched with dead eyes. I was erased overnight. Ian became the golden child. That's when I realized this was what my siblings had been going through all along. Now I was stuck in their cell in hell too. Mom hurried to keep the family secret, but only Ann got real lessons. He raised his hand, asked questions, got attention. The rest of us just read books in silence. Mom would show me fake charts saying Ann's IQ dropped every time I made a sound. Look what you did with that cough, she'd say. Do you want to ruin his future? I truly believed I was stealing his intelligence by breathing too loud, so I became obsessed with staying silent. Ian didn't appreciate our sacrifice. He'd break things and blame us. Knowing we couldn't defend ourselves, he'd whisper cruel stuff like, you're ugly and useless and can't say anything about it. Mom called him patient and heroic for putting up with his disabled siblings. Watching Dad suffer under the same silence rule became unbearable. One night at dinner, he tried to gesture something important to Mom. She waved him off, and Ian laughed in his face. Something inside me snapped. I stood up and spoke for the first time in 11 years, listened to him. The reaction was immediate and horrifying. Ian screamed, getting dumb. I'm getting dumb, clutching his head like it was exploding. Mom's calm mask dropped, her face twisted in rage. You're killing him, she screamed. She dragged me to what she called the silence room, a soundproof basement where we were supposed to reflect on our disobedience. I'd seen my sister locked in there once, for screaming when she broke her arm. The next day, Ian faked a seizure, saying my voice poisoned his brain. Our extended family jumped in like a cult. They brought fake medical records, made my siblings sign statements against me, and tried to declare me legally insane. I started questioning reality. Who hadn't spoken in 23 years whispered to me, just be quiet. It all goes away. But it didn't go away. That night, my dad came down to me while Mom was literally beating the sound out of me. I was biting my lip shut to stop from crying when Dad yelled. No, his voice was rough and shaky, but it shattered everything. Mom froze. Then he revealed he'd been recording everything for years, documenting our abuse in case he ever found the strength to act. Mom broke down sobbing. Ian clung to her, howling like a baby. But the evidence was enough. 2 of my siblings and I escaped. But the damage? It ran deep. One of my sisters still hasn't spoken again. She's 20 now, living in a nursing home, too mentally shattered to even try. I haven't talked to my parents since. Last I heard, Dad had gone quiet again, back under Mom's control. I'm 21 now, I live on my own. But my voice still fails me during serious conversations. 11 years of forced silence damaged more than my throat. It broke my confidence too. Sometimes I wake up in a panic, convinced I've lost my voice all over again.